How's it going, everybody? Jim Adkins here from Adkins Results Coaching. Got a little, still working out the camera. I don't know. We're lighting. Last time I ran this, it had a 60, what do you call it, 60 hertz flicker. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but I think all of the different textures in the film and the lights that we use up there were causing it to be kind of flickery. Anyway, today's topic, when we're talking about the mind, we talk about the subconscious, we talk about changing the mind. One of the things that I'm intrigued by at the moment is what I do to help other people and what I'm learning and sharing. And is that something that is counterproductive to helping other people? Let me give you an example. We all know what a placebo is, but we really don't want to know when we have it. We all know what magic could be, and we all understand that there's a trick behind most of the magic that occurs, but most of us really don't want to know the secret. That way we can enjoy the trick, right? So to clarify those, when you're watching a magic show and you're amazed by the cool things that they're able to produce with their body, their mind, the staging, the lighting, and everything, part of us is curious as to, man, how did they do that? But I bet deep down, most of us really don't want to know. It takes away the illusion. It takes away the enjoyment. It takes away the fun, right? But, we all have that desire somewhere in us to understand everything. And I think that, that's normal. And in my research to learn more about the mind and the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, how people actually set and achieve goals and achieve their greatness, and what makes people not see. I mean, all of this research that I'm doing to better understand not only myself, but how I can help other people. Along the way, I uncover the secrets to the magic. And when I do, it's very profound for me, because now I know I can use these tools to help. But if I share them, do you really want to know? It's a question, I got. If you were taking a placebo, now, for those of you that may not know what a placebo is, there are certain scientific experiments in all fields of life, but let's just use the medical field for a minute, where they have taken sugar pills or medicines of really no real medical value, but still nutrition, I don't know about sugar, and given them to patients at the same time they've given the actual meds to patients, to see if there's a baseline effect, or if if the medication's really working or if it's not. And they don't tell the subjects which one's getting the medicine and which one's not. And they record their findings, and they come up with the conclusions. It's been witnessed that the placebo at times has just as much effect in a positive way on people as the meds do. Well, how's that possible? Well, your mind. If you believe it to be true and it's powerful, your belief will manifest that truth. And listen, I know that it's hard to believe in some situations, in some cases, but it's the absolute truth. I've witnessed it in my own life, and I've witnessed it in other people's lives, and it's the truth. So would you want to know that you were given the placebo? I kind of think both ways. So today I'm going to drop some of the placebo effects. I'm going to share with you what I've learned, because I said that I would. And it may or may not, as a spoiler alert, jade the way you look and grow through your own experience, because there is a magic to it from a coach's point of view or a teacher's point of view, that knowing the magic behind it allows us to get the results, or get you to take the actions and make the decisions that get the results you need. Hang on there. Okay, here we go. So I didn't really organize the thoughts, and one of the reasons I'm late, and I'm okay with that. Time is whatever you want to make it. And I apologize if you're on a schedule, but for me today, I was involved in an experiment. Now, it's a self-imposed experiment through visualization on another video, but I was wrapped into it, and I was really intrigued by what was going to take place. And it was not really titled, but it was regarding controlled hallucinations. Now, I'm not taking hallucinogen drugs or anything like that, even though you might think I'm a little crazy. But what it was the perception of the brain to our reality. And the scientists' theory was that everything we experience is basically a controlled hallucination. The mind trapped inside the skull, not trapped, but inside the skull. It's a dark area. The only stimulation that the mind has, there's no sound, there's no visual, there's no light, is all the input that we give it through our sight, our touch, our smell, our hearing, our perception, our perceived ideas come from the mind, so or the brain. So gather this. Whatever you perceive on a daily basis is an interpretation based on what you already have in there, in and out of the perceptive factors. Basically a hallucination, if that's by lack of a better terminology. And there were certain experiments with sound where they would play a garbled message of whatever. I didn't even know it was a message at first. It was just a garbled sound. You can kind of tell it was a voice, but really nothing. And it was in a different frequency and a different speed. And it meant nothing. I couldn't hear anything. I mean, I could hear it, but I couldn't make it out. Then they slowed it down and they played it really, well, a little less than normal level, speed-wise, at a volume and a frequency that was easier for everyone to hear and understand. There were words. And the message didn't make sense, but you could still understand the words of the message. And then went back and played that noise again, and we were capable of picking out the message in the noise. What had happened was the sensory acuity section of my brain was able to associate the new tones and the old tones based on what I knew the new tones already had in my brain. They were words with meaning. The order was incoherent, but there were still words with meaning. And therefore, my perception, my interpretation, my forward projection of what took place is now my own hallucination. It's kind of fascinating. Where he went on to take this a little further was, what we agree upon as an agreeable hallucination as a society becomes, what did he say, becomes reality. So what we agree upon as a society that is a normal hallucination becomes our reality. And we get accustomed to our reality. And in doing so, that becomes our life. Different for everybody, but the same. Intrigued, right? So how do we use this? So when you have your subconscious, and I jotted down a couple of notes, and you're trying to reprogram your subconscious so that your sensory acuity and the things that you do have stored in there make sense to you and benefit and work towards the betterment of self by rewiring your subconscious. Your subconscious is it's a recorded machine. You already have programming in that subconscious that runs automatically. Believe it or not, 95% of the day you're on autopilot. And what you already have in there is dictating your day. Only 5% of the day is new conscious motion, thought, information. 5%. So we're really living in the past, and we are building on what other people and other stimulation have programmed in our subconscious. Usually happens before the age of 7 is what they say. Most of your paradigms are set before the age of 7. Can you rewrite them? Yes, there are 3 real powerful ways to rewrite your subconscious. And we'll get into those as I do a little more research. I'm not just going to take 2 or 3 people's word for it. I'm going to do some more research before I tell you my findings. But basically, one of them is hypnosis. Another one is through emotional power. And we'll stop there and I'll use that for today. To rewrite or to reprogram your subconscious, you need to elicit emotion. Most of your powerful paradigms are set not just by one perception. It's not by sight, it's not by sound, it's not by smell, it's not by touch alone, okay? It's a combination of those. So when you're trying to rewrite, or when you're going to, let's eliminate try. When you're going to rewrite your subconscious and you're going to reprogram some of the negative or non-empowering things that you have in your life, you need to elicit an emotion. You can't just say, I want a better relationship. No, if you want that paradigm in there to where you can seek, find, and recognize the better relationships, you need to be specific. Specific in the sense that how are you going to feel when you find that right relationship? And you be as real and as determined and as detailed as you can. Because if you'd say, oh, I'm going to be happy, and you meet somebody and they make you smile and you perceive that as happiness based on the old paradigm, well, your mind says, hey, job done, we're happy, there's the relationship. It may just be a friend, an acquaintance, or just a simple meeting, and now it's not exactly maybe what you were talking about, right? So what does it say? What an awesome something. How you doing, Mr. Murray? Back to the thought process. When you're telling yourself how you're going to feel, you also need to do things like what will I look like? What will the relationship look like? Get the other sensories involved. You have visual, kinesthetic, and auditory, and you need to elicit all three of those in order to start changing the way your subconscious mind programs and runs your day. One of the simple things that I talked about before, and a way to do this was to hypnotize yourself on a daily basis with one word or two words or a phrase or a statement. And you'll remember this when I say it. If somebody walks up to you in the day, and they will all day long, all right, and say, hey, how are you? What's your reply? Well, not so good, or this happened or that happened. No. Quit it. Okay, stop it. And I'm not one to tell you what to do, but I'm telling you what to do. Stop that. You're just going to reinforce things that I'm sure you feel, but may not want to continue feeling. How many people want to go through their day feeling miserable? If that's you, bless your heart, I got nothing for you. I really, if you want that, let's move on. I don't think people feel that way. I really don't. So if you want to be better and you want to be happy and you want to be awesome and you want to be beautiful and you want to be excited, you want to be powerful, you want to be healthy, those are the words you choose. Hypnotize yourself. You say it enough, you believe it enough, and you get that power. What's it feel like? What's it smell like? What's it look like? What do other people perceive you as when you say it? It will become your reality, and you will reprogram that subconscious mind. And that program will start playing automatically. Not that we want to be in a subconscious state of mind all the time, because we don't, but we're 95% there all the time anyway. But do this. Ask me how I am. I'm awesome. Thank you. I'm incredible. Those are my favorites. Most people will say, hey, how are you? And I'll say, I'm incredible at times. When I do that, I get them out of their regular state of motion because it's a different answer that they don't expect. And when they hear me say, I'm incredible at times, they stop, they giggle, they laugh. I hope this is one of those times. And I can tell them, yes, you have helped me make it one of those times. Now I've engaged, I've changed their state of being. I'm programming my mind that not only am I incredible, because I am at times, I'm incredible at helping change other people. And that paradigm runs. And now I'm helpful. And every day I'm grateful. And every day I'm excited and amazed by the changes people can make. And the placebo effect is the one I just told you about. When you tell yourself enough times, the magic happens. And I'm not going to explain to you exactly how it takes place. One, I'm not exactly sure yet. I'm still learning. Two, when I have it outlined, I'm not sure I want to tell you. I'm not. If the placebo is there and I can help it work for you and it works the magic, do we want to spoil the magic show? Let me know. I don't know. You let me know. Anyway, changing your state of mind, changing your emotion, controlled hallucinations. If your mind is only perceiving what you've put in there before as paradigms, beliefs, thoughts, associated ideas, experiences, the more experiences you have, the more is up there, right? When you see something, hear something, feel something, smell something, experience something, what you have to go on is what you put in there. And if you're in the process of taking information and looking for the bad, and we've probably all done this at a time in our life, but we definitely know somebody else who's done this, or we've seen it in action. You see something and people will dig the negative out of everything. Try to avoid that. I mean, you don't want to be optimistically blind to reality, but then what is reality? When you're optimistic and you're looking for the good and you're grateful for all of the things that you have, every experience, you will witness things that aren't perfect. But to seek the good, and I'm not talking about a bad person does something bad, and you look at the bad person and go, yeah, well, he probably has something good about. No, 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 no. If a bad person does something bad, they're in the wrong. And there's no reason you need to try and find the good in that person. If he's hurting other people, it's just not or she's hurting other people, it's just not the right thing to do, in my opinion. But in the situation, I'm grateful that that person lived, or I'm grateful that I'm here now to be able to help the people who have survived the situation or need my help. I'm grateful, and in this situation, I can learn. They will learn. You look for the good things that can lift and help other people or yourself. You don't. Does that make sense? And that's just my opinion. I'm sorry I went off on that, but when I said it, I realized I stuck my foot in my mouth or in a minefield, and just needed to clarify a little bit. I hope that clarified. All right, so changing your subconscious and having controlled hallucinations. A couple of different things, a couple of different ideas. I gave you the idea on how to change your subconscious, and it's just a simple one. And remember, it's a program, it's recorded. You can rewrite it and reprogram it. It's going to take some work, and we will have other workshops on that coming up, as we've already had, if you want to look back at some of the workshops. Manifesting your miracle was something that I thought I'd throw at you today at the end of this, and it's right now we're at the end, so I'll give this to you. I wrote down 5 ideas that I came across through a conglomeration of other people when trying to achieve your goals. And people, when the last video I did about you're so lucky, this goes along with the luck, okay? Number 1, anytime, okay, let's preface this. We'll look back at what we just said. 1, I talked a little bit about how to change your subconscious mind. 2, we discussed the idea that most things could be considered a controlled hallucination. If so, and you want to be delusional, why not be happy? Okay. 3, going forward, this next one is manifest your miracle. Okay. You're looking to change. You've got a goal. You've stated it in a positive. You've given it a timeline. You've mapped out a direction and emotion and things that you want to do to achieve it. You've figured out how to measure it, monitor it so that you can master it. These are all important works that you do. Number 1, to making it a miracle, you got to believe. Some people will say, well, I got to see it to believe it. No. When it comes to this, you need to believe in you. Believe in the miracle. Believe in your goal. Believe in the outcome. You must believe it. And again, lock those senses in there. Your sight, your visual, kinesthetic, and auditory. Lock all of those in. What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it sound like? What will other people say about you when it happens? Believe it. Believe it. That's number 1. Okay. Number 2, you need to visualize it. I just said visualization, but I really want you to take time to close your eyes and visualize what it's going to look like when you achieve that goal. Take 5 minutes a day, 2 minutes a day if you have 5 minutes. Sit down, close your eyes, and really look at your goal, restate the purpose, the outcome. And I can guarantee you, if you've got a goal, the emotion that's probably tied to it, the simple one, is it's happy. If you want to change something or achieve something, it's probably deep down somewhere it's going to make you happy. Well, happy is not enough. You can't just say happy. You need to have some more words in there that pull you forward. Okay, so really visualize what you're going to feel like, look like, and see when you achieve that goal. That's number 2. Number 3, a lot of people say a dream board, now vision board. And I've heard this before, and I've tried it. I haven't implemented it for years, but I'm going to redo it. And my wife and I are going to take these steps, and you practice what you preach. And I've done them before, but we're going to revisit them and use them as scientific experimentation to see if we can manifest some new things. And I'll share with you on how they work so that I can help you do the same. So a dream board, a vision board. Physically, get a bulletin board or a piece of cardboard and put pictures up of the house you want to live in, the car you want to drive, the body you want to have, your bank account, your paid off vision of bills, the relationship that you want to have, the library that you want to build, whatever your dreams are. And don't limit yourself, but be realistic. I mean, you need to be in line with what you really want and put it up there and look at that every day. Look at it and feel as if you already have it, which is number four, excuse me. Feel happy. Act as if it's already happened. That doesn't mean go write $1 million checks. Okay. Do not get me wrong. When I say act as if it's already happened, I don't mean, go to the dealership and pull the car out and say, hey, I'll pay you tomorrow. That's delusional, but it's psychotic. But feel as if this, it's coming. It's coming. And through number 5, it's going to happen. You believe, number 1. Number 2, you visualize. Number 3, you have a direct vision board of what's going on. Number 4, feel as if, act as if, and be happy. Number 5, put the work in. Nothing comes without the work. That doesn't mean hard work, but it does mean smart work. And it can mean hard work. Depends on what it is, right? Hard work's not a bad thing, but I don't want you to think just because you have big dreams, it's going to be massively hard to achieve. Okay? If you're in line with what it is you want to do and you've put the work in to become the person you want to become in order to achieve the things that you feel you really want to achieve, that's the work. And I've heard it said before, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. I'm living proof. Well, there are struggles and you work through the struggle. But I have the relationship I want. I have the house I want right now. I have the truck I want right now. I have the people around me I want right now. So still moving forward, still moving up, still growing, but you put in the work. Got it? Okay. Manifest your miracle. Rewrite your subconscious. And have a happy hallucination. Big order for the day, right? It's pretty easy. I'll come back. I'll come back on Friday. I'll see you next week, too. I'll see you all week, probably. I don't know what to say. But I'll come back on Friday, and I will share with you what I learned this week about the placebos and some of the magic that happens when you really take responsibility for what goes on up there and what you manifest out here. Until then, start with love. I love you. Is that weird? I keep saying that. I say it to a lot of people, but I mean it. I really do. As a human race, I respect you. I love you. I love your attempts. I love everything about the connection of people who sincerely like to help other people. It makes me feel good. Have a great day. Till next time, on your mark, get set, grow.